everyone, how are we all? Welcome back to my channel where we talk about my favourite subject in the world, fragrances. Today what I wanted to do, guys, is talk about my boyfriend's top fragrances in my collection. Now, I gave my other half 6 fragrances to choose from. I was like, there are 6 slots, add in your top 6 fragrances. I could have been a bit meaner and done a top 5 or a top 3 or a top 10, but I feel like 6 is a nice number video length wise as well, so let's get into the list. First up on the list, Floraiku One Umbrella for 2. And I'm actually really surprised that this has always sort of been, as soon as I got this into my collection, this has always been one of his absolute favourites. And he's not typically someone that loves a gourmand. He doesn't love a vanilla on me, you know, he's very much a sort of a floral sweet kind of lover. So this is a little different for him to like, and literally as soon as I got this, it rocketed straight up into his, oh, it smells delicious. It rocketed straight up into his sort of top favorites and was like, I absolutely love that on you. And whenever I say, because sometimes we do a little bit of a game and we say, choose my fragrance for going out, for, you know, just not knocking around London or going for a date night, and we will sort of select each other's fragrances. And very often, particularly in the winter time, because obviously this is quite gourmand, he will pick One Umbrella for 2. And it really does surprise me. I just didn't think that he would love this as much as he does. So I'll be honest, people say that this is a tea scent. It's not really a tea scent, at least to my nose. There's a blackcurrant and there's a rice element to this fragrance, and those are really the 2 main players. There's a little bit of musk in there as well, but it's a very soft, sweet, cocooning musk. It's not at all sharp. It is very sweet, very cocooning, just ultra gourmand and very, very sweet. To me, this smells literally like you are baking a blueberry muffin or a blueberry pie. It has that sort of breadish sensation from the rice, which is where obviously that starchy feeling is coming from. The rice, to me, on my skin, it's not too strong, you know? There's a little bit of something there that's a little touch breadish, but I can imagine if you're not much of a rice lover or you don't like something starchy, you might not enjoy this. But I personally don't get that much of a starchy rice sensation on my skin. I get more so just this sweet, slightly bready, but not too much, just gorgeous, creamy, delicious blueberry cake or a blueberry pie. It's the kind of fragrance that you spray on and you cannot stop smelling yourself. If you're in the mood for this type of scent, it is utterly delectable, so addictive, and you'll just be smelling yourself all day. And the plus with this is you actually can smell yourself all day. I didn't know what to expect with the longevity of this because I'd only tried it once, I think, before I purchased it. I got a little sample, I tried it, I liked it. But when I did, I didn't really have sort of the longevity in mind. I just don't think I really paid attention to it. But it lasts such a long time. The projection is there, you know, people will smell you. You'll sort of waft down the street as you're wearing this. It's such a good one. One Umbrella for 2, Floraiku. Okay, let me just get this one out of the way because you know how much I love this. This is Soie Malaquais from Dries van Noten, aka one of the best fruity rose fragrances ever. Ever. That's fundamentally what it is. It's a fruity rose. If you like a blackcurrant note, which is actually, as I'm realising this, quickly becoming sort of my second favourite fruity note in a scent, right after peach. Love a peach note. But this, yeah, if you don't like rose, you will still absolutely love this. I've said this before in another video, but if you only have designer fragrances in your collection, you will still love this. This is not scary, it's not super niche, it's not super complex. The sort of simplicity is sort of its beauty. It's just what it is done so well. So a very fruity floral. So there's rose, there's some blackcurrant, there's a little bit of a chestnutty sort of vibe going on. There's a little bit of a dusting of a cacao note, and it's silky smooth because there is literally a note of silk in here, which, as we know, that will be a fantasy note. It's not really, silk doesn't really have a smell, but it gives the fragrance a certain textural quality, and it is utterly beautiful. And again, I've said this recently in a video, but I'm going to say it again. I have never ever wore this fragrance and someone didn't like it, or I've never shown this fragrance to someone and they didn't like it, because it's physically impossible. I think you could rightly smell this and go, that's not really worth my money because it's not that unique or it's not what I'm looking for. Fair enough. But I don't think anyone could, in their right mind, say that this isn't a fantastic fragrance, because it is. And it has some of the nicest packaging. I'm just looking in the camera. It has some of the nicest packaging that I've ever seen from a brand. It's just utterly stunning. And what I really like from Dries van Noten as well is that their fragrances are refillable. So I don't know how to do it, but all of this will come off and then you can put the new fragrance in once you've run out of your original bottle, which is great because that's a plus for the environment, that's a plus for sort of everything, you know, that's just what we should be doing. It's what brands should be doing. We should be looking after the earth that we're living on. Dries van Noten, Soie Malaquais. Beautiful. Next up, Ylang in Gold by Micallef, and this is one of my favourites as well. Just like Dries van Noten's Soie Malaquais is, this is one of my ultimate favourites. It was one of the first niche fragrances that I added to my collection, and I will never not be without this scent. It is utterly stunning. It's a romantic perfume. It makes me feel sort of, yeah, romanced and sort of like I'm a lady, like I'm, I don't know, being taken out by a gentleman. It gives me a little bit of a Bridgerton sensation just because of how romantic it is. It's sweet, it's vanillic, it's a little waxy. I'm not particularly one that likes Ylang Ylang, and I wouldn't really say that this is a Ylang Ylang scent at all. I think Ylang Ylang, to my nose, it smells always really sort of dated and just, I don't know, I really just don't enjoy it. So I don't get any of the Ylang Ylang in the scent. What I get is a slight waxy quality, which may be coming from the Ylang Ylang, but it might be coming from somewhere else. So it's predominantly a vanilla and coconut fragrance. Those are the two sort of core notes. It can smell, I've said this before, it can smell a little bit banana-y, but not too much. Don't think of a banana sweet or anything. Think of like an actual banana. If you smelt the banana skin, kind of has a little bit of a reminiscent to that, but it's predominantly a vanilla scent. And one of the most beautiful, romantic, womanly type of vanillas that you could ever get. This isn't girly girl, this isn't cupcake, this isn't gourmand. It's just what romance smells like. It also does have a beachy sort of tropical qualities to it because of the coconut, which I really like. And you know, it would be the perfect scent to take on holiday with you if you were going somewhere just really exotic, maybe Bora Bora or the Maldives. This would just be the most epic scent to take with you on that occasion. And I don't think the fragrance does this anymore, but they used to have like little actual gold sort of glitter running through the fragrance. When I recently wore this, I can't remember if there's actually any sort of gold bits in there. My first bottle of this, there definitely was, but I don't think they have that in there anymore. Maybe you can sort of select to have it, I don't know. I actually got this fragrance, just as a little side note, directly from the brand. So I actually met Martine and Geoffrey, who are the owners of Micallef, and it was such a lovely experience, and maybe I'll tell you why and how that sort of came about in another video. But yeah, absolutely gorgeous. One of my favourite coconut waxy vanillas. Stunning, womanly, beautiful, just heaven sent, angel-like. Gorgeous. All right, let's get her out of the way. Obviously he was going to pick Delina because this fragrance is a work of art, okay? And you can skip past this if you're sick of hearing about Delina, but I wouldn't be being true if I took this out of the video and sort of made him pick another one. This is genuinely what he loves on me, and we can see why, we know why. If you're watching this, you probably have Delina, you've probably been through multiple bottles of Delina, like you just live in a bubble of Delina. And I still do, and I think if you're listening to other creators that are sort of used to love Delina and now they're over it, I mean, they might be, but personally I think that's a bit of a lie, because I don't think you can genuinely get over the beauty of this fragrance. I think it's a masterpiece. It's a work of art, this fragrance, and I don't think you can get over that. You might sort of want to wear something different. But if people were hyping it sort of 5-6 years ago and now they, you know, don't ever want to go near it, I don't know, I don't believe that. It's gorgeous. It's a plush, velvety, sort of pink floral. The bottle depicts it perfectly. It's rose, it's lychee, it's rhubarb. I can literally list notes of this fragrance, just run them off my head. Like I don't even need to re-look at it to remind myself. It is just one of the most beautiful fragrances. I love wearing Delina in the springtime. I think that is the perfect time to wear this scent. You could obviously wear it all year round, but I think in spring, this just gives this sort of lease of life to the way you feel. It's gorgeous. I cannot even express it. Yeah, womanly, just perfect, just femininity in a bottle. Like Marley killed it. The brief to Canton Biche must have been like, create something that every single woman will aspire to smell like on a daily basis. Make it feminine, make it light, make it slightly airy, make it slightly addictive. I'd really like to know what Parfums de Marly said to Canton Biche to get him to create this, because yeah, he's a fantastic perfumer and so many of my favourites are from Canton Biche. But yeah, Delina, the OG, you will never get any better. It's a fragrance for life. It's a fragrance that you can wear every single day. You can wear it to work, you can wear it to meet your girlfriend, you can wear it to go on a date night. It's just beautiful. There is no other word that describes Delina quite like the word beautiful. I will never not be without her. Okay, next up, Blue Heart from Thameen. And I think this is such an underrated fragrance. But I will warn you, if you're watching this video and you've never smelled it, don't blind buy this, because you have to really enjoy a note of saffron. And saffron can rub people up the wrong way. Some people think it smells a bit rubbery. And I get that. I do, not with this fragrance, but I do understand how that can come across. So don't blind buy this. And it is a bit of an acquired taste, this one, which is why I was surprised that he liked it as much as he did. But he said to me, and I actually asked him for this list today as I'm filming this, and he said to me, he was like, I understand completely why you smelt this in Harrods and immediately purchased it. And yeah, I think that's crazy, but he loves this scent. So it's very strong on the saffron, and that is one of the main notes in here and the predominant character of the scent. So it's saffron, it's a little coconut, so there's a little bit of a touch of something a little creamy and sweet, but not too much. There's a lot of musk and there's a lot of amber in here, but that saffron is front stage and center. It is so strong, so powerful. Like I say, it's a little creamy. It reminds me of drinking something like a Turkish sort of coffee or like a saffron-y sort of creamy drink in a way. But yeah, you have to love a note of saffron and you have to love a note of musk. This is very musky in its character, but not obviously in a floral way. So it's quite an interesting combination of having something so musky with the saffron. It's very interesting. And it's actually something that people compliment me on when I wear this. And I think because there's two reasons for that. It's a little unique, so people go, what are you wearing? But then the second reason is because it is a beast mode scent. It is so freaking strong. This stuff will stay on your skin all day. It will stay on your clothes until you have to wash them 5 times to get rid of the scent. It will cling to you. It will cling to you like no other. It's just so strong. I don't really know why it's so strong and how Thameen made this so strong, but it is a beast. She's a beast. And I do find this very sexy. I find that kind of sweet, spicy DNA personally a very sexy thing to wear. And yeah, I mean, my other half must agree because he loves it. And he doesn't sort of like it for an everyday. He likes it for an event, an occasion. Like if you were having a date night in the winter, this would be your vibe. Okay, next up is a new one to the collection. This is Fleur Narcotique from Ex Nihilo. My first ever Ex Nihilo. It's never been a brand, just to sort of sidetrack very quickly, it's never been a brand that I've been super interested in, but the more I smell from them, the more I do like them. If you liked Delina, or even if you didn't like Delina, but you like essences of something Delina, and you also like Valaya from Parfums, you will love this, because this is kind of if Valaya and Delina had a baby, and it is the same perfumer. I can't remember if Canton Biche did Valaya. I think he did. And he definitely did Delina, and he did this. And this actually came first. This was probably what Delina was sort of inspired by. This, I think, was released in 2013 and Delina was 2016, I think, off the top of my head. So this came a good sort of 3 years before we were blessed with Delina. So this, again, like I say, it has some of the similar characteristics of Delina. It's got that muskiness. It's got what I think is a very typical ex nihilo type of musk. There must be something in the musk that ex nihilo used to make this kind of very familiar base, because I think all of their fragrances have a bit of a continuity to them. Not that they all smelled the same, but there is that kind of recognizable character throughout the brand. And yeah, there must be something in their musk. There's a little bit of orange blossom, but not too much. There's some peony, there's the peach. There's a little bit of a mossy touch in here. So like I say, it's like Delina, and then you add a little bit of something green, but not too much. This is very much still a fruity, floral, musky composition, and it is beautiful. It is so gorgeous. If you like something like Delina, if you like a floral, you will love this. And it's quite a effervescent, airy floral. This is probably one of the most airy, crisp, slightly watery, effervescent type of fragrances that I have in my collection. It is so beautiful, and I can imagine, this is brand new in my collection, but I can imagine this being such a pleasure to wear, particularly sort of in the heat as well. But I think equally you could wear this all year round and it would be utterly perfect for every single day. And it is a bit of a beast. Like, I sprayed this very quickly before I started filming this video. I've been to the gym, and side note, I'm so hungry. But I went to the gym, had quite a long session, sprayed like literally one spray on my wrist just to sort of immediately smell it. You know, I just kind of wanted to smell it. And then did my workout, had a shower, and I could still faintly smell her knocking around on my hand. So this is some powerful stuff. And yeah, I cannot wait to get a little bit more familiar with this and sort of give you maybe a little bit more of an in-depth look at this. But why it's rocketed to this list is I got a sample of this, and as soon as I wore this, I sort of sprayed it, and then my other half came back from work maybe about half an hour later, and he was like, "What are you wearing? You smell amazing." And I had a sample of Fleur Narcotique on, and I was like, "Oh, it's Fleur Narcotique, you know, it's from Ex Nihilo." We don't actually, because he's into perfume as well, we don't ever actually pay any attention to the brand that much. And he was like, "That is beautiful. You need it." And that was a strong reaction. That was sort of, "Sophie, get it in your basket right now. Order it." I didn't, because she's spenny. But it was noted, you know. And will I say that I bought this basically for him? Maybe a little bit. But I genuinely, and I don't mind admitting that, but I genuinely think this is a perfect everyday type of scent. Like I say, if you like Delina, or even if you didn't like Delina and maybe you thought Valaya was a bit too sharp, because she is, the original one is quite a sharp scent, but you will love this scent because it doesn't have that sharpness. It has that beautiful, effervescent, watery sort of quality to it, but not in a weak way. Don't get twisted, not in a weak way, in just this beautiful, airy, sort of crisp floral. I cannot wait to wear this. In the summer, one thing I find, just a sidebar on the packaging, love the bottle, love the kind of crisp chicness and the simplicity of it, yes. But I find it really weird that the brand name goes at the front and then the fragrance name goes at the back. Because if you look through the bottle, sorry if you can see my finger marks all over it, you can. But if you look through the bottle, you can then see Fleur Narcotique. But if you turn it that way, Fleur Narcotique is backwards. And I've always thought when I've seen them, why have they put the sticker on the wrong way? They haven't, obviously, I'm so stupid. They haven't obviously put the sticker on the wrong way. This is how you're meant to see the fragrance. But I think that's a bit weird. Is that a bit weird? I don't know. Do you like that? Let me know. All right, guys, that wraps up my list of my other half's favorite fragrances. So let me know what you think about that list. Let me know if you think it's quite sort of similar, because I think he has a certain taste with the odd exception, you know? He likes things like Delina, he likes things like Fleur Narcotique, and then you'll have a little bit of a drop of a gourmand or like a little touch of something spicy from Blue Heart. So yeah, I just think that's really interesting, and I think it's interesting to see what he likes, and I think he has a vibe, but some of these are quite different in a way. Let me know what you think. Let me know whether your other half likes any of these. Let me know if you like any of these, whether you're going to sample any of the ones that I've mentioned, whether you already own them, when you wear them. Let's just talk about our favourite subject. And on that note, I shall love you and leave you, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye!